All right, wonderful. Thank you for joining me today. This is Raven Shamballa with the evening meditation. And I hope that you have joined me on this call today because you want to feel free, because you want to feel connected, because you want to move out of whatever vibration you're in and up and up and up to a higher frequency. It's a beautiful day here in the desert. Just gorgeous day today. I think it got up to 75. It's breezy right now. The sun is setting. And I have a perfect view of the sun setting. So I am blessed. I hope you're feeling blessed. Before we begin the meditation, I will remind everyone, whether you are in time or listening to this later in a recording, adjusting for time, 50 guardians come to each person that's on the phone. And the intention of the guardians is to heal and clear the 100, 200, 400, and in some cases 500 chakras that the advanced angels have. We have been looking at people's lines and seeing all kinds of implants and negative aspects that have been placed there by the dark, even in the lightworkers. So one of the purposes is not only to clear your line, but to make sure that there's nothing in your line that should not be there, that is placed there because of the dark. Most of you know, or many of you know, that one of my calls is to astral battle, and I have been astral battling all day today. So if I cough, it's because some negative energy that is against the light workers and against us reclaiming the earth and against me getting this message out to as many people as I can. And I am not afraid, and I will not allow it to stop my purpose and this meditation. I want everyone to start to become aware of their breath. I want you to start to deepen your breath. I am either fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, for my ability to perceive up into the astral realms. They have adjusted my consciousness and many consciousnesses of the advanced angels, not only for your life purpose on the third dimension and on earth, but for purposes on the fifth dimension and the eighth dimension. The more you attune, the more you practice, the more relationship you will have with your angelic team. And it's not only to serve in your vocation on earth, but it's also because we are awakening the angels to their mission on the fifth dimension and the eighth dimension. And many of the people who follow my work and many of the people who call for privates are calling for two reasons. One, they know something's going on in dream time. They're having vivid dreams. They're waking up tired. They don't know why. They feel like they astral battled. Some people believe that they're going to ships at night in dream time. And they want to know what's happening, so they ask for a private with me so that I can speak to their guides and we can look at your line and find out where you are advancing to for your missions on these different realms. Remember, ascension, my definition of ascension, is that you are conscious, that you are more active than just a third dimension. You are active of the fifth dimension. You know about it. You see angels. You talk to your guides. You can get that pendulum to move. You have vivid dreams. You know that there are things happening in dream time. And when you start that relationship in this physicality dimension, you become very strong and very powerful in those higher frequencies. And so they have adjusted me over the years. I have had many psychic openings. And the purpose of those adjustments, my primary purpose, is for their assistance of the spiritual war that is going on in the higher frequencies. This spiritual war that is going on has imbalanced many planets in the physical universe. So they call me to astral battle. And many of the advanced angels, as their psychic skills come in, will also be called to astral battle. I am not afraid. And as I say that to you now, I can tell you today's been an intense day for me. Just like I clear people, I clear for the heavenly realms. And I never know. There's no schedule, and I never know. And I don't have the ability to turn it on and turn it off. And so I'm in the middle of it right now. So if I get attacked and if I start to cough, I want you to think to yourself, we are fearless as a lightworker community against dark forces. And they asked me to teach all the earth angels to be fearless. Now, many angels are delicate and kind and soft and nurturing. Many angels want to work as healers or with children or with nature or with animals. Many angels feel that this world is too aggressive for their delicate nature. And they don't understand, why did I incarnate at this time? And why do I have to put up with so much aggression and cutthroatness in the world? Greed, landlords, inequalities. And I know that there was a time in my own life when I was driving in my car, still in Fresno. I remember it so clearly. This was before my psychic openings, when I was just strongly intuitive and just starting to get messages, maybe 15 years ago. I was driving in my car on my way to Fresno State. I think I was in grad school. And I said, why? Why, God, am I here among these ruffians? I don't belong here among these ruffians, these earthlings. I don't belong here among all this aggression and mental illness and sickness. And I asked the question, what did I do to deserve this, to be placed on this planet? And a voice came to me, and it said, We asked you to come, and you volunteered. Don't you remember? And I said, no. I said, God, are you kidding me? This world is a disaster area. What a nightmare. What are you planning to do about it? And the voice said to me, I sent you and countless others like you. And you all are the ones that will do something about it. Wake up. That message came to me maybe 15 years ago. And I remember I sent you and countless others like you. And fast forward to now, present time. And Claudia and I just did a YouTube video. And in that YouTube video, Claudia asked how many light workers are on the planet. And Ash said about a third of the 8 billion people are from heaven. About a third. And I said, well, that's a lot of people. That's enough people to change the world. And then the next question, how many of those third are awake, are conscious, are on path, are striving to do their mission? And Ash said, I would say 5 to 7%. The rest are asleep or off path, decided to get into alcohol or other drugs or pornography, off path. And here, all these many years later, now working with the guardians, we come to find that the negative energies have been hitting below the belt. Not only with the negative galactics, which are doing a lot of mischief, but also placing elements in our line that block us from enlightenment, from joy, from success. So there are 50 guardians to each person on the call today. And that's the first thing that they're going to look for. If there's any higher frequency negative energies that are in your line, they will be gone. And because these energies are illegal karmically, you can pray that if there are higher frequency negative energies in friends and family, visualize them as we go, and I'll call it out, and the guardians will go to them in dream time to take these illegal negative energies off of them. Now, in terms of healing, they can't heal karmically or clear people's lines without their permission or their willingness to heal. But they can clear what is not supposed to be in their line by the intention of your prayer. And more, as I have more psychic clients and am working in psychic development and with these higher frequency angels, the guardians and the lords of karma who were called in because of the illegal activities, we are just amazed at how ruthless the dark lords are being. They are cheating. And we are here to do everything in our power to prevent that. And you better believe that all the Dark Lords and all the negative energies, they know who I am. They know who Goddess Raven is. And I am not afraid. And I ask you not to be afraid either. And if you feel you are delicate and kind and a sweet, loving angel, I ask you to consider yourself as a spiritual warrior. That you're here on purpose to meet the aggression of the world with love and compassion, and to not be beat up by dark people, negative energies, or even this virus, but instead, first to heal yourself and get strong, gain mastery over the third dimension, and then gain mastery over the higher frequency dimensions. Continue to deepen your breath. Become aware at the base of your spine. Ground down into the earth and firm. I am safe. I am calm. I am poised. There is no resistance to me being on earth. I am safe. I am calm. I am poised. I am grounded. And one of the things I love about being out here in Arizona on the desert is nature. I am in nature. And I know that we're supposed to seclude at home, but if you get bored, you don't have work, I encourage you to get in your car and drive to nature. You don't have to be close to anyone or take your intimate family members, and find yourself in a beautiful field or at the beach or hiking on a trail. You're not going to catch the virus out on a trail. And when we are in nature, the prana is so much more than when we're in the city. And we have the ability to feel grounded. We have the ability to see God's beautiful world. And it's awesome. So beautiful. So if you have time off, you don't have to seclude just in an apartment or a condo or house. Take a drive. And when you get to nature, when you get out of the city, and you see a beautiful landscape, you remember, if there was not money and greed and selfishness, wow, what a beautiful world God has given us. And I have the ability to see it with my eyes, to hear birds or the wind, to take a big breath of fresh air into my lungs, And when you get there, you say, I am grateful. Become aware of your heart chakra at the center of your chest. I am grateful. I am grateful. And I know some of us get trapped in bad relationships or feel trapped because we've created big families that we have to see through. Can't just take off, quit our jobs. But you can start to intend for different lifestyle, for more nature, for a change. And you talk to your guides about that, and they'll work it in. They will work it in to your life path. And if you know that you need to be in the city because you help so many people and because your family's there and you care for them, then you take those breaks where you find your heart opens and you say, I am grateful. You find those moments in the third dimension because you journey for them or inward in meditation. Thank you for my ability to bridge, become aware of your crown chakra, for my ability to bridge from this frequency to higher frequencies. And I look to the people to my left, to my right, to the neighbors, people who are lost and confused. Who are chasing materialism. Or who are overworking, stressed out just to afford their apartment. And you think to yourself, I am grateful that I have found my heart, that the angels are talking to me, that I am making necessary changes, and then I am reshaping my life story in whatever direction is my life purpose. Send a line of energy up and up and up. Connect in at the level of your higher self, because your higher self knows why you were born. And when we look up, we can't remember. But when we're up there and we are looking down, we can remember. And when you move up to the level of your higher self and ask with the sincerity of your heart, move me in the direction of my greatest good and highest happiness. Move me in the direction of why a beautiful, angelic being like me would be born to such a dark world as this. And little by little it will come to you. Have faith as you are receiving from your higher power whatever it is you need. I need to feel love. I need to feel like there's meaning in my life. I need to help people. I came to help people. Maybe you need strength. Maybe you know someone who's sick. I need strength and courage. And in kinder, gentler times, you know you are a beautiful angel. That you come from a place where there is no negative energy, where no one has any bad intentions or intentions to hurt or harm or get money from you. You come from a place where there is no money and everything is in abundance and shared and exchanged. And knowing who you are and where you came from, when you wake up to the earth plane, you say, you know what, I am beautiful and I am delicate. But I am also a spiritual warrior. Fight for justice. I stand up for honesty, for what is right. I learn how to communicate and process and work with my emotions. And all of us now going to the cloud right above the earth, fifth dimension. Continuing to take deep breaths, feeling the rhythm of your consciousness as the breath comes into the lungs and expands. Say to yourself, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And when you get to the cloud, I want you to visualize your personal team. Use your skills or have faith. See the ascended master of your path, whether that's Ganesha or Jesus or Lord Ezekiel or Buddha or Kuan Yin or Mother Mary or Archangel Michael or whoever has come to you in a dream or whatever image keeps popping up to you in your mind. And many of us are galactics. All of us are star seeds. We even have ascended masters from other realms of space. And see that they are smiling. That they are grateful that we have woken up and that we are meditating, going to nature, advancing our skills, learning how to communicate, purifying our bodies, that we're no longer interested in attuning to the vibrations, alcohol, materialism, and those activities that drop our frequency or create illness in our bodies. That they are so proud of us for choosing healthy food and exercise and making that part of our spiritual practice. seeing the light quality in the food we eat, or in how it was prepared, and making choices. And that will help us even more to lift our frequencies. We are ascending higher and higher and higher and higher. That we are releasing depression, fear, and anxiety. That we are releasing overreacting, or yelling at our kids, or being impatient. That we are starting to understand who we are and what the world is. And instead of being in resistance to it, embracing the lightworker mission. And on the fifth dimension, I want you to see yourself as a beautiful angel. There is light in your eyes. There is light in your smile. Maybe you're a little younger. Maybe your form is a little bit more perfect. And you're smiling. And you're feeling kind and gentle. Full of gratitude. And that the Ascended Masters are vibrating and alive. That energy is coming off of them in a way that makes you feel high, radiant, full of love. And you can feel it. You can feel this love that is coming from all directions. It's coming from your higher self and into your physical form. It's coming from the Ascended Masters that are glowing and radiating it. It's coming from your personal team, which is saying, job well done. Or thank you for your service, or for working it out, or for getting rid of that old relationship. Let's move to a higher plateau. And every time you breathe, your entire body fills with love. And every time you breathe, you elevate. You're starting to feel it. I am open. I am expansive. And I want you to imagine there is an Ascended Master here that says, as beautiful and kind and delicate as you are, take this sword, this golden white light sword. And I want you to imagine that you're handed a belt, and a sword is in that belt, and that you put that belt on, and you pull out that sword, and you hold it up. And I want you to imagine that your left forearm has a shield. And I want you to imagine another Ascended Master puts a helmet on your head. And underneath this armor of light is your kind, beautiful, and delicate soul, which is asked at this time to feel yourself a spiritual warrior. Aho! 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 Calls the Ascended Master. I want you to imagine you lift your sword and you say, I am courageous. I am strong. And that you put your sword back and that you stand at attention. And even though you want to heal people and work with animals and be in nature, work with children, and you know that that's your essence, that there's this other aspect that is being called at this time to fight for justice and what's right. Against all of the things we're up against. Greed, corporations, corrupt governments, disease, drugs and alcohol, pornography, scams, unfair taxes, and that in light of all of that belongs to the dark world, that in this moment, your heart is on fire with love, and you are expanding into the light. I am soft, beautiful, delicate, and kind, but I am also strong, courageous, fearless. And every time I breathe, I fill up with love. Every time I breathe, I fill up with light. That I have learned the secret of intention, of clearing, of manifesting, of working with my guidance team, of having the protection of the Ascended Masters, of having the observation of the positive galactics. And every time I take a step in the right direction of healthy eating, exercise, loving my neighbor, forgiving myself, clearing my early childhood trauma, every time I am lighter and lighter and lighter. I ascend. I am ascending. I am ascending. And right now, at the point between the eyebrows, I want you to think of the significant others in your life, either relationship or family, people you see every day. and ask for their healing on all levels, physically, emotionally, energetically, in their thoughts, the way in which they are perceiving. Ask that they find this love on their journey, that they be protected. And one by one, I want you to just visualize them and then let the visualization go. Visualize them and let it go. Visualize. Let it go. Visualize. Let it go. Visualize. Let it go. Visualize. And know that the guardians will go in dream time to the ones that you have intended and will survey their lines. And know they can't remove negative energy out of hearts, third chakras, if those people have not asked. But if there's anything exasperating, they can take it out, and they will. And now I want us to pray for groupings of people. First and foremost, I want us to pray for healthcare workers all over the world that are choosing to serve others at this time. And many of them are angels, whether they are conscious of it or not. They are driven to get up and go that day. Even with all of the hospital guidelines and restrictions and politics, they go anyway. And first responders, just groupings, all of them, all around the world. I want us to pray for mothers right now who have their children at home that aren't used to that have to all of a sudden adjust and spend more time and be more patient and have less space. All those mothers out there receiving love and light. And let us ask for love and light to those people whom we know, friends or family, that are lost and confused or angry or in despair. That we might deepen our patience and our understanding while at the same time holding hope. And knowing what to say. Breathing deeply now. I am full of love. I am full of light. And let us do just a few minutes of silence. Adjusting for time. 2 hours have passed. Remember, you might want to stay in silence after we get off the call, feeling that you're in a high frequency. That you have bridged to a very high frequency on this call. And that you feel good everywhere. I want to thank you for taking the time to attune, to remember who you are, and to feel for your strength and your power. And if you are on your mission, know that you're supported. And if you are working to find yourself, know that with your strong intention, teachers will come, doors will open, you'll know what to do next. And remember to balance those two aspects of yourself. Your beautiful and delicate and sweet, angelic form with your mighty and power spiritual warrior. And that you embrace both aspects of yourself as we are called to this mission here on earth. Thank you for joining me today, and your donation is always appreciated, and the energy will come back to you. Let's take a few more deep breaths, expanding. And in a moment now, I'm going to close the meditation. And after the salutation, consider to sit for another 5 to 10 minutes, feeling the presence of your team, or feeling clear enough to channel. Before we go, fill your home with light. Fill your vehicle with light. And know that you are blessed, feeling deeply. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Oh, peace. Amen. Namaste.